film that has a man who's literally called Nobody, a film that has pieces of it that are almost excerpts of other films, and a film that has the deconstruction and reconstruction of the Western inside it, well, there can only be a film by Jim Jarmusch, and it can only be Dead Man, that brilliant Western, which is, once again, not really a Western.
You William Blake?
Yes, I am. Do you know my poetry?
Dead Man is a metaphysical Western, maybe could be considered an ode to the dream state of what that means, i.e. the ode to the postmodern deconstruction of a Western. It is often said Jim Jarmusch uses the bits of films that other filmmakers would throw away, and that's made some of his work very difficult to access. But this film is extremely easy to access. Here we have the Western used as almost a character piece. The journey across barren lands reflect the barrenness of the characters themselves, just like other films that we've seen in this season. But instead, this film is also an examination of how we interrelate and interrelate with things, such as history.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
And why not?
Because it ain't good for your health.
Fuck you.
Fuck me. Fuck you.
Often given the clean version of history, and we forget how time-consuming and complex it is, how journeys would take months, literally across barren lands, that people would not stop, or if they did stop, it was in extreme turmoil and danger. These are not simple things, and this film really draws out and concludes many of the ideas that have existed for forever in Westerns. The problem often I find is that people forget how difficult it is to make a Western that's interesting, that doesn't fall into cliche or into the conventions that have been set through, it feels like, time itself. And this is a film that does that, because what it does is it reflects. I love the fact it reflects on conventions, and it talks about great westerns that have been around and almost in existence since time began for many of us, and that is the most magical portion of it. Jim Jarmusch is almost saying that I know the Western because I love the Western, and I'm trying to experience the Western again in a new light, in a new way.